word. Hello. 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 Wait a minute. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now and a hey now. Look at that, man. That was chaotic. Chaotic for a Friday. Welcome to the show, everybody. My phone's over here going off and everything else. Good Lord. What's happening? Glad to be here on this Fun King Friday, everybody. I hope you're glad to be here as well. The weekend finally made it, and I hope everybody's got big plans. My man Steve's got a 3-day weekend. Another
Yep.
colonoscopy or
No, this time it's that conference that got weathered out a couple of weeks ago, so I'll be headed for Charlotte, North Carolina once I get out of here.
So is that like through the weekend and then you're traveling back on Monday or something like that?
Well, I had taken Monday off just because, we didn't know when we were going to be traveling back, so it turns out we will be traveling back. Everything got condensed. So it's all going to happen tomorrow. That's why we're leaving this afternoon.
Oh, dang.
And we'll come back probably late tomorrow evening, and then my wife's other job, not her full-time but her part-time job, they're going to celebrate her birthday a little bit late, so I get to join in the festivities from that, and I figure I'll need Monday to recover because good God, they know how to party.
That's the way I am, dude. And when we went to Tampa, as you know, like I went ahead and took that Monday off. I was like, I don't know if we'd even be back by Monday, but if we are back, if we do get back on Sunday, I need a day to
Yeah. Got to recover, get
it together,
get your feet back up under you and everything. So that's the deal. So I'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, sounds good to me. We'll keep on rocking and rolling. I listened to a little bit of the show on the way in, and you guys were and unfortunately I don't have Damian today. Super Bowl coming up. We could talk a lot about that, but he's out, so we're not gonna have him in. But you were talking
Damian?
about do what?
What the heck, Damien?
Yeah, what the heck, buddy? You were talking about the prices of the stuff at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily the concession prices for the Super Bowl. That's the regular concession prices, according to Yahoo and CBS Sports. They may be higher for the Super Bowl.
What are the ticket and you, by the way, you're not the only one in the building with some skin in the game as a Patriots fan. Orlando is a Seahawks fan,
Orlando's
right?
a Seahawks fan, yes.
Which is crazy. Is he originally from there, or is it just kind of?
I don't know. I think he became a Seahawks fan because of Sean Alexander, who went to the University of Alabama. I think. I might be wrong on that.
Well, that would make sense. A lot of people around here do that. Since we don't have a team, they'll follow their favorite player. It's what I did. I was a big Colts guy. I was Colts and Chiefs. Then I was Broncos and Chiefs. And then I was just
where Peyton
Chiefs.
Manning was.
Yeah. I just followed Peyton Manning throughout his career. But so you two are the only ones with skin in the game. But the prices, you said normally like $6.50 for a hot dog at that particular stadium,
right?
Which is high, but the fact that it's out in California is really not. I didn't think it was too absurd.
It's California, and you're at a concession stand at a stadium,
right?
So those are the two things you kind of got to understand.
I kind of feel like that would be the price of a hot dog at Bryant-Denny or Neyland Stadium, if it's like a big hot dog, obviously. Because price, you pay. I think I paid $15 or $18 for a Jack and Coke when I went and saw Theo Vaughn in Tuscaloosa. For one Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke, that's about double what you probably would get at a bar.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy though. I get it if it's your team, it's kind of a big deal and you want to go. And I think honestly though, people don't go to the game and eat because they're hungry. I think they go and eat because it's kind of like, I want to be able to say I did it.
Yeah, it's kind of the social thing.
Because if it was just about being hungry, you'd eat before you go.
Yeah.
Right.
And when the last time that it was over in Atlanta, New England played the Rams, and I spent a little bit of time roaming around Mercedes-Benz just to kind of be in that area. I didn't have tickets to go into the game. If I could have snuck in, I would have. But I just roaming around trying to get a feel of the atmosphere, and then went up to a sports bar a little bit north of downtown Atlanta, and apparently those guys, I found out about it. It was like the Atlanta New England Patriots fan club, and they were holding this Super Bowl watch party at a bar north of town, and got in on that, and that was kind of fun.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, I can't imagine what the prices were then, and much less now.
Yeah, man, it's weird.
I mean, just for one ticket, you're talking about as much as a used, my dad's old truck.
How much are tickets?
Last I heard, they were somewhere in the $5,000 range per seat. Per seat. Listen to me, per seat.
You just gotta have more money than you know what to do with
And I don't.
to be able to buy one of those tickets.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of people out there. Listen, we live in a day and age where random people make a lot of money. You know,
that's
back when, for people that were making, like when I was growing up, when you were growing up, like if you had somebody that had a lot of disposable income, it was because they had a really good job. Now you've got people that don't even really have jobs that have a lot of money. People that are streamers, YouTubers,
Yeah.
just random people have OnlyFans models, have an exorbitant amount of money, and they can go and blow $5,000 on a Super Bowl ticket.
Even,
College football players,
Yeah.
like it's a lot different now.
I'll be real honest. I'm not even sure I would do it. If I had the extra $5,000, I'm not so certain that I would even do that. And it's my team. I'm not sure I'd
Yeah.
pay that for it.
I would if I had it. I mean, if $5,000 just was nothing to me, I would probably do it.
Well,
But-
then you got to be in San Francisco, which means you got to fly all the way out there. You got to stay in a hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
Well, I don't mean-
it's San Francisco.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it for that game.
Yeah.
But if the Chiefs
I would have done
were
it
in
for Atlanta. I have to admit, I would have done it for Atlanta. Because drive over there, all I got to do is have the ticket. I can come back home that night.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
I would have done it for Atlanta, probably.
That would have actually been that would be much more preferable. 2 hours over to ATL, watch Super Bowl, come home. I don't mind staying in a hotel, but I don't want to stay in a hotel in San Francisco.
Not
It's
really.
like, what if I roll over on a hypodermic needle or something, or step in human feces as I'm walking out the hotel? Like, I'm not looking to do that. So, anyway, hey, now, roll call. Let's see what we got here. Let me back it on up. By the way, I was in the Jock studio yesterday.
Yeah?
I hadn't been back there in a while, and they have light bug zappers in their studio.
Do they really?
For the ladyboy Asian bugs or whatever we call them.
Can we get one? Can we get two of those? One for in there and one for in here?
Well, I think they had two, and I think they're only using one. So yeah, it's just like piles by this light. It's piles and piles of ladyboy trans Asian beetles that are just dead.
They have them like in a bowl or something? I mean,
No,
it's just on the
no,
floor.
they're just chilling by the light, because that's what they do. They go to the light. I mean, we got them in here, and once they hit that light, it just zaps them, and so they're just
They're
DOA.
just laying there on
Mhm.
a table or something.
Yeah, they're laying in the little bracket that holds the light.
See, what you do is you put a garbage can up underneath it, and that way it catches them all.
Yeah, or you just dump it out,
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, they have a much bigger problem on that side of the building with the ladyboy Asian beetles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a lot bigger problem. They've been infested over there and that's not new. That's over the years.
So basically, we'll just blame them for what we've got over here.
yeah,
They've
between,
migrated our way.
That's it. Like they're not over here. They come all the way down the hallway to get to us. So the Jock Studio and I think Ryan Haney's office has a problem with them.
Something about those corner places.
Yeah, it's there. It's because they're on the side of the mountain. Now they have the best view
That's true.
but I think they blocked the window off in the Jock Studio. There's no
They do
window.
have like the shade that you've got, so they could raise it and lower it if they
Oh, is that
wanted
what
to.
that is? Okay. Well, they've got the best view out of anybody. Like if you're in the Jock Studio, you turn around, you can see all of Birmingham.
Sure.
Here, if I raise my window up,
You see the parking lot and the little forested area that's
see
right
the-
next door to us.
I see what looks like a used car car dealership. But on Fridays, it's like the inventory's low.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. A
Because
lot of people
everybody's
taking off
outta
on
here.
Friday.
Everybody's getting out of here. Wonder how people do that, by the way. How do people get Fridays off so much here? That's what I want to know. I think it would probably come down to like if you're a salesperson, be like, yeah, I'm totally going to
gonna
talk to a client.
I'm going to be out all day. I got meetings all day.
I'm going to do meetings. No, our sales team's good. They
They're
actually-
really good.
They work hard. Let's see. Hey now, roll call. We got our early birds today. We got Austin. We got Rusty, and we got Bo all coming in just a tad too early, which means number one today on this Fun King Friday. Hey now, roll call is none other than Jeff from Alabaster with the J's. JJ. Good job, Jeff.
Don't forget, Jeff, cover song Friday.
Cover song, and you can take your time because we can't play it till the 10:30 break anyway. But cover song, got to be a cover song. Tommy at number 2, Leslie at number 3, followed by Mike from Canada, Bubba Rumble, Hippie, Grumpy Old Goat, Trent, Neil Scott, Boomer, Laura, Heath, Craig, Sherry, Dr. McReady, Jamie Jean, Tracy, Ron with the J's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey now, everybody. Glad you're here. Hang out with us. Got a lot to get to. Got a lot to recap. Stuff been happening over the week that I haven't even been able to get to, but I'm going to get to it today. I got a feeling. And maybe even Matt Murphy coming up at 12 o'clock. I don't know, but we'll see. I actually texted him this morning on something unrelated, and he hasn't responded, so that does not give me hope. 205-545-9950. Line of the line coming up right after this. I caught a case of the hiccups during that break. And I am praying that they're not going to stick around. I hiccuped twice. And the reason I say that is because sometimes I get the hiccups and I have them for hours. Sometimes, well, okay, maybe it's not hours, but it seems like hours. Sometimes it's for an hour. And everybody throws their remedies at me and they're like, do this and do that and do that. None of it works. The only thing that works is a spoonful of peanut butter. It's the only thing that works. Everything else doesn't work. I used to have methods that would work, such as eating a spoonful of sugar. That always worked for me. But this whole drinking water upside down and holding your breath and none of that works for me. I've done it a million times over. Because I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, but like if you have the hiccups for long enough, you will start questioning whether or not you want to continue on with life. You're like, if this is how I have to live, do I even want to live? Do I just want to jump off my roof? Because I can't live with hiccups like this. And then there's been stories out there of like girls, like teenagers that have had hiccups for years. How do you maintain that? How do you live your life with hiccups every day? It's not possible. It's like the other girl, the one girl that has her own reality show where she's got Tourette's. Her name's like Brittany or something. You know what I'm talking about? She had a TLC show. And she had like bad Tourette's. She's a very pretty girl. And they just kind of followed her around. She got a boyfriend. She got her family. TLC show with what was it?
Balin Dupree?
Balin, that's
Balin
it.
Out Loud.
Balin Out Loud, yeah. And she had those kind of Tourette's where she'd say cuss words. Where she like, shove it up your ass. And it was, I mean, it's entertaining. But again, the reason I bring that up is like some of these ailments, how do you even live life like that? Not being able to talk or stop hiccuping or whatever. Like I couldn't do it. All right, so let's see some of the headlines for today. I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way because this is what's been going on all week, and we talked a lot about it the past couple days, but there's not really anything new to it outside of the fact that Savannah Guthrie's brother put out a video last night pleading with his mother's captors. And what he essentially said was, please reach out to us and let's open up a line of communication. Saying that, yeah, you've asked for a ransom, but we don't know who you are or how we get our mom back or whatever. So, like, talk to us. Send us another note. Send us whatever. Because the captors are hearing the Guthries, but the Guthries are not hearing from the captors. So they're just kind of like, well, we're not, what are we supposed to do? We're going to send you a bunch of Bitcoin and then we don't get our mom back? And then yesterday, as you know, a 5 p.m. deadline passed. And according to TMZ, according to news reports, the ransom note gave two different deadlines. One was 5 p.m. yesterday. The other one is Monday. And TMZ reports, and I'm not a fan of TMZ. I think, especially the guy, what's the main guy's name? Harvey Weirdo. His name's Harvey something. That guy was all in the Epstein files. And we're supposed to just act like, oh, that's okay.
Harvey Levin?
Levin, that's
Levin?
it.
Okay.
Harvey Levin.
Is any relation to Mark?
Probably. They both get on my nerves. I used to love Mark Levin, man, but he's just, I don't know, man. He's still all right sometimes, but he's just, I feel like at times just goes off the reservation and fights battles that you just don't need to fight. A lot of people do that. A lot of people in conservative talk end up fighting battles that are just not beneficial to fight. And it's like I even saw Alex Jones was kind of, I don't know if I'd say picking a fight with Dan Bongino, but he kind of was. And I'm like, no, don't fight. Come on. Don't do that. I like Alex Jones and I like Dan Bongino. I don't want my boys fighting. There was a Twitter spat with Dan Bongino and Matt Gaetz. I'm like, oh, break it up. Break it up. We're all in the same team here. I don't like it. But, it happens. And speaking of Mark Levin, the one for him was Tucker Carlson. He claims, he essentially is saying Tucker Carlson's a Muslim extremist now. And I'm like, okay, we're being a little silly here, aren't we? That Tucker Carlson is an anti-Semite and he hates the Jews and he loves Hitler. Okay, whatever you say.
Sounds like
buddy.
a Democrat talking point right there.
That's my thing. It's like the ones that go out here and accuse people of racism or anti-Semitism or whatever. I'm like, that's straight out of the Democrat playbook. Why are you doing that? That's crazy. It's crazy, and it all goes back to one thing, which is you can't criticize the government of Israel, which is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. You can't criticize a foreign government. You can't criticize your government's relationship with a foreign government. Some of the criticisms are accurate. Some of them not so much. It's a little bit of both. But it's like, what? And if I do criticize them, I'm called anti-Semitic? Is the government the religion? Is the government of Israel the official poster child and the official mantle holder of the Jewish religion? I didn't know that. If that's the case, then I need to know, because I guess that would make me anti-Semitic for any time that I criticize the Israeli government. But I didn't know a government entity was a religion. That would be news to me. 205-545-9950. 545-9950. We'll be back right after this. Bottom of the hour. Don't go anywhere, buddy. Caleb on the text line says, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just a Hamas sympathizer.
Oh, well, at least you've been categorized now.
I'm busted. God, man, can't believe it took y'all this long to realize that I support Hamas or I sympathize with Hamas. There's nothing that gets more sympathy from me than a dirty, stinky terrorist wearing a hijab and following a perverted religion that is in pursuit to get 72 virgins.
I can see the attraction for you.
Yeah. Love those guys. Love them. Yeah, okay. All right. Some people you just can't take seriously, you know? You just can't do it. And maybe they've never heard the show before. That's the only explanation that I think would fit in that situation. So, what do we got? 205-545-9950. If you want to call in and tell me how I'm a Hamas sympathizer, you're more than welcome to. I told you about Savannah Guthrie's brother putting out the video saying, hey, we need to talk to you. We got to figure this out. The clock is ticking. Monday's the timeline. And so we'll see how that plays out. I don't know that there hasn't been much to report on that over the past few days. I mean, there were some small things such as correcting the record on smashed cameras and timelines and this, that, and the other, but it's all just kind of, I mean, it feels like we're kind of in square one. And they're offering a $50,000 reward for any info. But they don't have any suspects. They don't have any persons of interest. The internet's going crazy about who they think it is. And it's just, I think the biggest thing out of this is what we said yesterday, which is, this is likely not going to end well. I can't imagine that Nancy Guthrie comes out of this alive. And that sucks, man. You don't want to say that, but it's just as each hour passes, it looks more and more dire. Here's what's crazy, though, is that there are people that are sick individuals in this world that will do things that are so awful just for laughs. So we were talking about YouTube creators earlier. People like that do obscene stuff all the time. In this case, we had a Los Angeles man who was arrested for sending text messages to the Guthrie family asking for Bitcoin. What? How utterly insensitive can you be? LA man named Derek Kalila was arrested by the FBI for sending text messages to the Guthrie family asking for Bitcoin. Kalila told law enforcement that he sent the text messages to the Guthrie family to see if they would respond. Amazing. It said Kalila was hit with 2 counts of transmitting a ransom demand related to a kidnapped person and anonymous interstate communications intended to harass or threaten. Yeah, throw that dude in jail. For sure. That's dirty. That's low down. Kyle's on the line. Kyle, what's up?
Hey, what's up? No, I was going to ask you, Andrew, I mean, this whole situation with Nancy Guthrie and everything that's going on, I mean, it's hard to watch because we all have parents and, you know, it's your worst nightmare coming to life. But do you kind of get the feeling that shows like CSI ruined a lot of people? Like they're all trying to be internet sleuths and figure out what they think happened. And it's like, guys, just let the cops do their job. I mean, we don't know all the evidence. We don't have all the numbers. Because I heard somebody, I wasn't your show, but I heard somebody the other day, they were talking about, well, the math doesn't add up. And I'm like, it's because you don't have all the math. We don't have all the information.
Right.
We just have what they're giving out to the public, so we don't know. But do you kind of get that vibe now more and more, like anything that happens, especially on X, they all just flood in and they're like, well, we got to figure out this and it's that, and then you find out a lot of the stuff that they're pushing out is completely asinine and not even true.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's a sport for people to do that. I don't know if it was contributed to CSI or these true crime these crime shows, but with as many true crime documentaries that's been pumped out over the years with Netflix and whatever else, and the fact that all of these people became internet sleuths. There's countless YouTube videos out there, people doing podcasts based on these different stories and these different crime stories and everything else. Everybody wants to be involved in it because this is almost, in particular with this one, it falls into kind of a pop culture category because it's Savannah Guthrie's mom, and everybody wants to get in on it, and they don't care if they have the facts or not. They want to be the investigator, so they're putting the thing together. They don't need to wait on police. They're the investigator, and because so many people do it, then you get a lot of different news reports floating around to where, the sheriff's got to come out there and correct some stuff. Because even makes its way to mainstream news outlets, and they end up reporting stuff that was possibly said online that got conflated or confused with what the officials on the case actually said. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, 100%. There's just there's too many true crime detectives out there. But at the same time, I guess we got to just let them do it. I mean, it's the wild, wild west on the internet. So.
Oh, it is. I mean, and like you said, especially on things like YouTube and Twitch, they're chasing the clicks. They're chasing that, the algorithm because they need the viewers. But it kind of reminds me of Bob Saget. Remember when he died and everybody's like, oh my gosh, he was murdered, or it's probably because he took the COVID vaccine. And then it comes out, no, he just was getting out of the shower. He slipped, hit his head, didn't think anything of it, went to bed, and he died in his sleep. And and everybody's like, well, that's not fun. That's not exciting. It's like the joke from Family Guy when they said, one person was murdered, and they're talking to the press, and they said it was a such and such Eva or Emily Thompson. They're like, oh, that's so horrible. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's Emily Gutierrez. That's not news. And it's like, well, no, it is still news, guys. It's not as sexy, but it's what happened, and people just don't they don't like that.
Yeah. That's what it is. And I think that everybody reads into everything now because a lot of conspiracy theories have come true, but just because that's the case, it doesn't mean everything is a conspiracy theory, and most people can't really grasp that. There's only so many things that come to light. After so many things come to light, people are like, they look into everything that happens, and it's part of it's human nature.
And look at what they're trying to say. You're a Hamas sympathizer. Really? Come on, really? You're going to say that?
Yeah,
are you new to the show? Have you not paid attention?
Yeah, it's a little silly. It's a little silly.
It is.
All right, Kyle. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
And you too. Durka. Go Hamas. EC, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I heard you're a Hamas sympathizer?
That's right.
That's crazy thing. Who? Somebody texted you that or something?
Somebody said it on the text line. There's a lot of crazy stuff that gets said on the text line. I usually don't even read it, but that one was quite entertaining.
I have several things I like to talk to about, but I don't think I have enough time. I'll try to get what I can through, but how come when it comes to, and let me say first thing, like I told Leland the other day when I talked, America first is my agenda. America first, nobody else, including Israel, because when I get through talking, they usually say, oh, he's like I did you. Oh, he's a Hamas supporter. And, I want to get it clear, I'm for America first. Anyway, how come when it comes to sending money to Israel, like they sent $3.3 billion, they approved it, both sides of Congress approved it, about a week or so ago, and then another $500 million got thrown in there to Israel, and then a few other countries. But how come when it comes to that, it flies through? But here we're debating whether or not to, support ICE or pay, give them more money to ICE and this and that, back and forth. But when it comes to Israel, they just like Oh yeah. Here you go. But
Well,
that's one of my
there's a simple answer to that. It's because APAC gives
APAC.
money to these politicians and EC doesn't. So, anything that affects you is going to get put on the back burner because you're not donating to the campaigns.
Well, listen, if our glorious Tuberville ever gets on your show, I like to ask him if you're going to keep taking APAC money. And same thing with the rest of these people from Alabama, delegates, whatever. I like to ask him point blank, you going to keep taking APAC money? Because I think a lot of people are fed up with him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you are. Well, you better watch what you say. I hate you say something on there and get yourself in trouble.
Well, here's the thing.
know.
I wouldn't have a problem with politicians taking money from APAC if they would act like Donald Trump, who takes money from people all the time, but tells them up front, hey, just because you donate to my campaign doesn't mean I'm working for you. I'm going to do what I think is right. I'm going to do what's best for this country. And if that conflicts with what you want or what you need, so what? You can donate or you can't. Well, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to do what I think is right. If politicians would act that way, then I'd be fine with whoever wants to send money. But unfortunately, that is extremely rare, especially in Congress.
Are you aware, Andrew, that APAC doesn't have to register as a foreign lobbying group, foreign entity? They're only lobbying group in the country, the world, that doesn't have to register. Australia's got to register, Zimbabwe, anybody that has a lobby group, in our country functioning, they have to register, and the government keeps up with them. But APAC kind of runs around and they do what they want to do. I don't understand that aspect of it.
Well, the cover they use is the fact that APAC consists of Americans that maybe former Israelis that are Americans now or whatever, but their concentration and their goal is to help Israeli interests through the help of the U.S. government. And that's why don't get me wrong. I think if you are representing a foreign country, whether you reside in this country or not, I think you should still have to register. But at the same time, that's how they're getting around it. I think the rules should change, though, honestly.
Okay, I know I'm going to run out of time, but have you heard, or any of our viewers heard of H.R. 8445, which was introduced early last year, and it failed because of the Veterans Affairs Committee, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But it's whereas an Israeli IDF soldier that has a dual citizenship, whether he's an American that's got an Israeli dual citizenship or an Israeli that has an American dual citizenship, if you serve in the IDF, you get the same damn benefits that our veterans get, the same damn benefits. And that is not right. You can't fight for a foreign country, and they're no telling what the IDF is doing over there. We've seen videos what they're doing, 2,000 pounders, dropping on a tent city or something like that, and then people's going to be eligible to receive our money, our tax dollars, for the rest of their life. Have you heard that one? It's failed.
I haven't.
8445. 8445. All your viewers out there, just get on Google it and you'll see it. And the other thing about that is it died. It died, but it can be reintroduced. Again, two congressmen, a Republican and Democrat, introduced it, and I forgot their name. Something Weisenstein or one of them kind of names. But anyway, to make the long story short, it can be reintroduced and slid through there with all that pork that they always come up with at the last minute, and then we won't know nothing about it until it's done.
Yeah.
But this, to me, that's very important. You're talking about billions of dollars going to a foreign military person.
You're saying that these are the people that fought in the IDF that have dual citizenship in this country?
If you're an American citizen and you fight in the IDF or serve in it, you are eligible to receive 100% of the same benefits that our veterans get. Our veterans have all kind of little perks, and I'm happy for them. They deserve it. Sometimes job security, help them get a job, this and that. I mean, it's a long list of things, and health care and all that. But this is unbelievable. And I Googled, I say, well, can an Israeli that gets the American citizenship and serves in the IDF, they'll be eligible? Now, Google says they are. So that's, AI, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty serious stuff. That an Israeli can, we're probably giving out dual citizenships to Israeli like candy on Halloween because they're a so-called great ally.
Well,
They're stabbing us in the back every day, Andrew. Everybody knows it, and nobody seems to be able to do nothing about it. They're stabbing us in the back. They've been doing it for decades.
AC, I'll look into that particular bill, and I appreciate the call, man.
8445. All you people out there driving around, please Google it and see if I'm not wrong, okay?
Right,
if
buddy.
I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it, but I'm not, okay? And thanks a lot, Andrew, for letting me spew this out on the network. I appreciate it, okay?
All right, AC. Appreciate you, buddy.
You have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
See you
later. AC was on one. Yeah, I don't know anything
He was on
about
a roll,
that
man.
bill. If the way the AC explains it, I mean, if in fact, you fight for the IDF or whatever, you shouldn't be getting benefits that our veterans here get. But I'll look into it. We got a lot more coming up. 205-545-9950, 545-9950. A lot more. The line to go. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna look at that bill, but I was talking to Val during the break. And I forgot. I do have it right here. I just didn't read through it. Representative Keating and Williams, House Foreign Affairs, Judiciary, referred to the Committee on Foreign Affairs, and in addition to the Committee on the Judiciary for a period subsequently determined by the Speaker. Blah 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 blah. It's convoluted. I'll have to look into it later. There's too much to it. It says, yeah. I can't go through all that. It's just got a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's the way they do these bills is like you have to, sit there and read through them 20 times just to figure out what it's even talking about. So I'll see if I can get to the bottom of that. But the idea of me being a Hamas sympathizer, let me get that out, a Hamas sympathizer.
It's hard for you to even say it,
I know.
much less be it.
Yeah. EC's not going to help my case with that phone call. He'll be like, yeah, he definitely supports Hamas. It's funny. Listen, it's not a big deal. I ain't mad at it. I've been called a lot of different things, but I do view as people throw out so easily the idea of the person that's saying something I don't like is a Hamas sympathizer or is anti-Semitic is a very leftist tactic. I mean, there's no way around it. It's exactly what they do. Now, if you don't like what somebody's saying, we'll rebuff it. Tell them why they're wrong. Don't just call them names. That's Democrat Playbook 101. But hey, you do you. Whatever y'all want to do, man. Y'all just keep on keeping on. What else we got? Oh, how about Mamdani? He's been floating out there all week, and I haven't really been able to talk about it. I think he did a press conference yesterday talking about those pictures of his mom and little Mamdani with Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. I guess they're AI. I don't know. I didn't go to the actual website and look it up, but he did a press conference, and he was talking about how troubled he was by the AI-generated images. Now, if it were just people on the right or people that didn't like Mamdani that were floating the idea that he was in the Epstein files, if it was just MAGA people, for instance, he probably wouldn't have even addressed it. But his own supporters were bringing it up. The ones that were angry out in the streets and said that he lied to them because he's not defunding police and everything else. And they're like, and you're in the Epstein files. Shame, shame. And then on top of that, he's getting blasted as tens of thousands of New Yorkers still have no heat and garbage is piling up around the city. I think there were 17 or 19 people that have died in New York since the big snowstorm. And it's like, what a start, Mamdani. But here's a little secret for everybody. When you live under socialism, that's what happens. There's not enough for everybody, and people die. Socialism, communism always results in death. This is just your latest example. I didn't realize that New York was going to reap the consequences of electing a communist mayor this quickly, but here it is. So, welcome to the party. Che Guevara would be so proud of you. All right, hour number 2 coming up right here on the line. We'll welcome our boy Kerry in and keep this thing going. A lot to get to. More on the other side when we get back. Y'all hang tight.